what you learn here. The goal is to be able to get you to go out and do something with what information that you gain about here. Now, the question is, what makes you do something? They are the thoughts that go in your mind that determines action. How many people, or let me put it this way, how do people judge themselves? If you are doing something, how do you judge yourself? You judge yourself by your what? By your thoughts, by your intentions. But then how do you judge somebody else? Because you'll never be able to figure out what his intentions are, right? So how do you judge somebody? By their actions. That's why today is so important. Because what you learn here is going to determine your action. Going back to the early days of the settlement, there was this church in Kansas that was in the middle of nowhere, literally. And every Sunday they would go to church. And at the church, at the corner of the settlements was this Indian boy. He would come in and watch these people go to church. And then when they come out of church, he just walked back into whatever settlement that he had. And then they keep watching him. And he will come up, and every week or every couple of weeks, he will have the courage to walk closer. Where at the point he will come actually to the church. And then he will come inside the church. And then eventually he ended up on the front pew. And then 2 weeks later, he disappeared. Nobody knew where he had gone to. So the pastor went out looking for him. And then he found him sitting in the middle of nowhere under this tree. And he kind of seemed troubled. So the pastor asked him, "Son, what's the problem?" He said, "I'm struggling." "What are you struggling about? What's really going on?" He said, "Well, inside of me, there are 2 dogs. And they are constantly fighting." Then he said, "Who is winning?" And he said, "The one I choose to feed. The one I feed is always the one that's winning." You guys are going to be making decisions when you move on to college. Whatever is going to win in college is the thoughts that you choose to allow inside of you. That's what will be the dominant of. And guess what that's going to do? That's going to determine your actions. Let me ask you, if any of you is bold here, how many people, if I have a bag here that has $1 million in it, and I told you that you're going to jump out of an airplane without a parachute, how many of you would do that for $1 million? Who would do that for $1 million? Anybody? Any takers? Okay, I'll double it. I'll make you $2 million. You jump out of an airplane without a parachute.
Wait, what are we doing? I'm going to give you the money first?
No. You jump out of an airplane without a parachute first, and then I'll give you the money.
How about $1 billion? I don't know what it's taking it.
Okay, how about $10 million?
How high?
How high?
$1 billion. Nobody would.
Okay, $100 million.
How high? All right.
That's it. That's all the money I got.
No, how high are you?
That's a good question. Here's the point. When I said $1 million, nobody had one up. Why didn't anybody take that? What was your previous thought? That you're going to die.
It's nowhere.
That your airplane was 30,000 feet, right? And then you're going to jump out of it without a parachute. By the time you'll be dead, right? But what if I told you that the airplane was sitting on the tarmac and the jump was only 10 feet? See, now you take the money, won't you? But why didn't you take that before? Because see, you have allowed certain thoughts in your mind before, so you have made certain conclusions even before I asked you the question. That's what's going to happen to you when you go to college. If you don't guard your mind, you are going to allow certain things in your life that is going to deprive you of some of the beautiful things in life. This is what today is all about. Today is to be able to equip you so you'll be able to make a decision based on real facts. That's what today is about. It's not about anything other than to make you a better person. There's a difference between success and significance. Success applies to you and you alone. Success is selfish. I know a lot of people that are very successful, but they're not happy. Significance is that you make a difference for somebody else. That's what today is about. Today is able to equip you so that you can be successful. That's the goal of education. The question I asked earlier, where do we go from here? Koga is going to take all this information. GMA is going to take all this information. And most of you have already made a suggestion. Why don't we set up a mentoring program? Why don't we take it to the next level so that people like Cedric, people like all these guys here, they can be mentors for everybody else that is in the community? How great would that be when we have our own kids and they know exactly where to go? Secondly, how can we take all this information that we have today and put it in one place so that if you need information, all you have to do is just go to a website and all that information is going to be there. How many times have we asked about, where do I find this scholarship? Where do I find it? How about if you have a website or a secure place where all that information is available? That's what we're going to do. And what we need, somebody made a suggestion, we are going to be available for all of these things to be able to happen. We are moving from success to significance. We want to be able to share. We want to be able to make ourselves available so that anybody who wants to succeed is only a phone call away. What about if you have the Ghana Nurses Association and they make all those nurses, successful people available so that any lady, any girl who is going to college has a question that she cannot discuss with her mom? What if you have somebody that she can call and say, hey, I'm dealing with this issue. Can you help me? What about the boys? This is what we're talking about. That's what today is all about. So today is only the beginning. Where we go from here is going to make all the difference. And quite honestly, I am so glad that all these guys here, plus everybody else, when we talked about mentoring and network and all those things, everybody said, count me in. Isn't that beautiful? That's what today is all about. So I thank you guys. I thank everybody that was part of this.